Welcome to the first video of this refurbishment of the next eBay purchase. It's an Acorn A3020. Now I purchased this off eBay, paid a fair price. It was described as working and had screenshots of RISC OS desktop within the listing, and everything looked okay. Yeah, I received the machine and gave it a quick test, and found that it had a few issues. So the first thing that I wanted to do is basically strip it down, and we've got the constituent parts just on the floor here, just to have a look and go through. I'll explain a few of the issues just as we're going through it. So we'll take a look at the keyboard first. We're just going to zoom in now. The keyboard had a set of educational stickers on with upper and lowercase on each of the alphabetical keys. I've seen quite a few machines like this, but yeah, they just peel off, and they uncover obviously the colour change of the keyboard over time. So this will need a good clean and retro bright. So onto the case now, just quite dirty, slight amount of rust in the corner there. Yeah. Looking filthy, needs a good clean, but some more damage because it was an educational machine. It's had the address of the school scratched into the top in one side of the case, and you'll see it's actually been scratched into the second part of the case just there as well. So yeah, I'm going to decide quite how to deal with that in a further video down the line. So, as I explained, it was actually a working computer, but yeah, that hard drive, that's the one that was in the machine, doesn't work. So yeah, the hard drive didn't work at all. Nice to see it had the shiny top section though. That's where the floppy disk usually goes, and the floppy disk actually didn't work either, so looks like something's happened to it just there. And we have quite a bit of rust on the top casing. So I think probably, as the battery wasn't too bad in this one, I think it's probably got some kind of liquid ingress into it. You'll probably see a bit clearer just in a moment. So turning the top case over, you can see that just where this case actually touches the motherboard, just around the edge, it's actually quite rusted. And that's the defective floppy drive. It doesn't get picked up in RISC OS, so it's definitely not just a cleaning problem. I think the machine, the floppy disk is actually just completely defective. Moving on to the board now, you can see that we've got the standard problem. The battery has leaked a small amount. I think the majority of the rust around this section is actually from some other liquid, not actually battery damage, as the tracks don't look too affected there. But we'll see as we dig in a bit more. So taking the board out, you can see that there's something come in from the left hand side, and yeah, just travelled quite nicely through the undertray of the computer. So taking the plastic off, and now we'll just have a quick close up there. Yeah, it's looking quite rusty. So we'll just zoom in a bit closer. There we go. All the ports are not looking too good. Then the underside is much the same. Yeah, there's quite a lot of rust just on the edges there. So I think the water or liquid was coming from the sort of reset switch area, and then gone across to the battery area, and then just basically sat around the back of the ports and just sort of dwelled in place and rusted over time. So to recap then, this A3020 bought in a working condition with a screenshot showing it actually works, which is great. But on inspection, the hard drive's broken, the floppy drive's broken, the battery's leaking, and yeah, it turns out when we do a bit more of an inspection, the motherboard, that the traces are broken, so the CMOS settings don't work at all, and the keyboard's quite nasty, rusty. So yeah, I think if you'd have bought this machine off eBay expecting a working machine to then play games and stuff on, then yeah, you'd have probably been quite disappointed when you find out it actually doesn't particularly work. So in the next part, we're going to take the board out, we're going to replace the battery, clean up the acid damage, and then yeah, have a look at recapping and see if we can't clean up the board nicely, get rid of the rust around the edges, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.